It's just better.
Keep on drinking that juice water. Goodness gracious. Well, with the juice water out the way, we want to welcome everybody back to this week's podcast. Today, we want to welcome my boy Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Welcome to the channel. You know what I'm saying? There you go.
Thank you for having me, bro. Well, like Alfred said, my name's Eddie, and I just want to see where this goes. It's pretty cool. I've never been a part of a podcast before, so
hell yeah. Eddie was about to pop off with the "Hi, I'm Eddie. I've been Eddie all my life." It's pretty good being Eddie. I like it. Highs and lows, and
it fits like a glove.
But yeah, man. So it is the 3rd of September already. With basically what feels like the second week of March still. In the year of the pandemic, we're gonna look back on it, and just fucking refer to it as that year.
The year we do not speak of.
Yes, that's it. We don't want to summon it again. And so we're here, man. There's a lot to talk about. Alfred and I we kind of like steered it in a kind of, I wouldn't call it serious for serious sake. But we went down a serious route, a little melancholic, with the passing of Chadwick and sharing different anecdotes, and I got pretty in there, in the feelings a little bit, so but it was cool. It was cool to kind of do that and do it here with the whole world watching, right? Basically, a couple cats, but that's good, But besides that, Eddie's a smart guy, and I'm happy to have this guy because we always had great conversation. Let me introduce him. Alfred and I are connected to Eddie in the same way, but not at the same time. We both worked. Correct. No, I don't have to correct it because. Fucking Alfred, bro. Leave it to this guy.
Hey, man, listen.
This
is a Queen shirt. If you put it like this, it looks like it says queer. So go ahead and correct
No, boy. Look at that. Alfred's is also homophobic. Let's just put that out there.
No, I'm not. Hey, no, I'm not. Stop
it. Man, we don't want to get canceled right away. Come on now.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, the LGBTQ. We love you guys.
Listen. So, awesome. From now on, I will refer to you as Yath Queen. Whenever you have to say something, so. Yeah. But yeah, long story short, we worked with him. But the reason I really want to bring that up and why Eddie is such a fucking such a G, he holds it down, is because, and this remains to this day, I do not have a tolerance for anything past midnight, and so every once in a while, I would be scheduled in the graveyard shift, which was. You gotta understand, this job was a piece of cake. It was a great job to have, because there was you knew your surroundings, you knew your responsibilities, and at nighttime all the more. But I just could not stay awake, and so we had the buddy system. And dude, I'd literally get there, and I'm an energetic guy. I'd be energetic for about 30 minutes, then I would literally just wilt like a fucking flower that hasn't had hadn't been watered. I just go to the side, and this guy was thriving at night, bro. He was that hamster that just fucking goes around.
It was also mid conversation too. You start drifting So I'm like, oh yeah. So the other day, we were having that conversation about that, and then all of a sudden I just see your head start tilting. Okay, yeah. Well, so good talk.
Good talk.
What's the name of the fur? It was not Furby. What's the name of the other creature? You can't water it after midnight. Can't feed after midnight. Can't water.
Oh man, a gremlin.
Like gremlin, bro. No, I basically had narcolepsy after once 12:01 hit a.m. I was done. But here's the thing. Anybody else would have been yo, bitch ass motherfucker, get up, dog, And bro, this guy tried. I remember he brought the PlayStation every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Hey, man, you get me in trouble, man. I still work there.
He's like,
well, this was back then. That's right. We didn't say where this was, dog. He's a new man. He takes things serious now. So check it, bro. Oh, I got stories about that place. I'll share them anytime, bro. Hey, yeah, bro. So I would, the only thing I would do, unless you wanted to do it, but I remember I would do it because I was I got to do something. I have to contribute to to this paycheck that I'm earning, and we had the little checkpoints around, and I'd be like, all right, I'll do the checkpoints and whatever, you know, and I kind of be scared to go out at night because, you know, the Key Biscayne has monsters.
Very fan over here.
And so, but I come back and it was pretty much like that all the time.
Yeah.
And I was always grateful to that because, again, I am absolutely worthless at times. So, I don't know if you ended up finding this out, but I can say it now because, you know, so, and you can't share this, but,
Got it.
you know, you know,
your secret stays with us. Don't worry.
Yeah. So your
With
manager,
us and the rest of YouTube.
yes, this is ancient history. So your manager and I, you know, we used to be an item for a couple of years. We're still, you know, cool friends. You know, no problem. We don't keep in touch that much, but you know, she looked out when I needed a job. She knew I wasn't a schlep or anything like that. But the funniest thing is that I would like, you know, see her like whenever I was working in the daytime, and I was like, you know that I am worthless after a certain, when the sun goes down after like 3 hours after the sun being down, bro, might as well throw a sheet over the cage because I'm a bird, dog. I'm straight up going to sleep. Like, I don't understand what you're doing to me right now. Maybe she's getting back at me. I don't know what, but it's all good. It's all good. So that's where the Ed Meister gained my respect. He held it down for me, dog.
I held it down. Yeah, looked out for you.
Fuck yeah. If I can return the favor one day, you know I will.
How does Alfred come into the picture there?
Well, Alfred, then Alfred
it was like kind of like
Alfred took my mantle. Alfred kind of stepped in, and Alfred was like, you know what, Jay, I will take this sword. I gotta pass it along like a samurai initiation. I was like, here's the Degi pen. Now you can be what I did.
I think I did that Degi like
the
once.
Degi pen was the katana sword.
Yeah.
Bro, I treated that shit like a lightsaber, bro. I was like in the middle of the hall. If you could just go back and look at the camera footage, I was like Comic-Con. I was like in the garage like that.
I'll tell you this. I'm pretty sure there's no footage, bro, because we didn't know how to damn work those damn cameras for a good period of time. People's bicycles would go missing. But don't worry, Alfred, go ahead and find it for you. He's on your side.
Yeah, all right, bro. Alfred at the pawn shop, cashing in that bike.
What do you mean it got a chip, man? They ain't got no chip.
Hey, would you guys say that job was such a piece of cake that was it hard to let go? Like, was it hard to leave from there, or like was it like a relief? Like, oh, I'm glad I'm out of there.
I'll let Alfred answer that question. I'll go.
For me, honestly, I left in 2018 in June.
I remember.
I was scared because I was there for almost about a year.
You cried that night.
2 years, and it was such an easy job. All it was just socializing with the people that lived there and the workers and everything. But I think that when I went to where I'm at now, I really woke up and I was like, yo, this is like what the industry is really about. Like, I came from a kitty cat playground to the backyard where the dogs are. So it really opened my eyes. I was like, I should have done this a long time ago, bro. Yeah. Honestly. Like, it's a great job nonetheless. I'll tell you, listen, someone has to do it. And if you got that quality that you can take care of people and you have that in you, fine. But for me, I wanted more. So when I left, I didn't look back. I'm sorry. Jay?
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean, it also helped that when I left, I kind of overlapped it because I was just getting started on a project with my mom. My mom has been in the catering industry. You know, she's no longer. She does something else, but she had been in the catering industry for like about 16 years at that point, or maybe longer. No, like 20-something years.
Yeah.
And my sister was working out a lot, and she got her to start doing a healthy-centered daily meal plan, and with like more of a Hispanic take on things. And so like I was pretty like deep into that.
I remember that clearly because I remember I ended up being one of your customers who enjoyed the variety of food that your mom cooked.
I thought he was gonna say the Viagra. I was like, Viagra? Okay.
Oh, she be cooking Viagra?
I'm more of those gasoline boner pill kind of guys.
Yeah. That gas station.
Bro, that literally has octane in it, bro. I don't know. I mean, I've never tried it. Don't need to try it, but I've always seen that, and then I don't know if they do it for marketing purposes. We're digressing here for a second. I don't know if they just plug out a couple of like random pills so they look like they're actually selling some. But I'm like, who is ingesting something that is behind plexiglass at a gas station for sexual purposes? You know, I don't know. But yeah, dude. So I left, and yeah, it's kind of the same as Alfred. I wouldn't call myself the most ambitious person, but I'm a very energetic person. So just sitting still would drive me crazy. I couldn't. I'm a social person, so like I was already making relations. Yeah.
That job is a very stand still, sit down, watch cameras. So I can see how that was like, yo, I need to get up and get out of here or something. Like I need to get up and get out of it and just move.
Exactly, so but you know what? At the same time, there's a lot of people, you know, yourself included, and I respect it. And I remember knowing a bunch of other people. You know, I was by far, you know, nowhere even near as tenured as the next person really there. You know, there was people that. You know, there were people there that were probably like, you know, 15-year, you know, 20-year people. And so it's
those
cool
people
because,
are still there to this day.
Really?
To this day, they're still there.
Damn, we won't name any names, but that's pretty impressive. And that goes to show there's great stability, there's appreciation, I'm sure, from the residents that live there. You know, you get your nice Christmas bonuses. It's kind of like being a doorman in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like it's what you do.
It has its
there's
perks.
Meaning behind it.
It definitely
for sure.
does.
You know,
it's like one of those things where it's like for some it's like the way they perceive at least like success in a form where it's like what may be successful for you may not be successful for another person.
Thank you.
So I mean, it's a matter of perspective. Some people, the people who have stayed there for a very long time, either they're very comfortable because, you know, you got to be honest, sometimes people don't. I feel a little bit, you know, oh, I can't get out of my comfort zone because I'm very comfortable where I'm at. But you know, for you guys, especially you guys didn't stay there for long, so you can already see is like you guys wanted just something more out of it. Like you guys kind of saw it like as like a job where it was like pretty much.
It's like a step, yeah.
There's no room for growth.
Like a stepping stone to other things. You know, like. And there's nothing really wrong with that. You know, we're all on different journeys. So I'm glad that you mentioned that because what's successful for you is maybe unsuccessful or way more successful than something for somebody else. It doesn't, you know. I like that you said that because you gotta think for yourself. You gotta see what's good for you in your life. And for me, you know, I've had different perspectives. And I've had, you know, changes in perspective many times over, but it was always like, you know, I always wanted to be my own boss, still do. I'm not yet. I do things that are.
But you're working towards it. That's the important part.
And it's entrepreneurial in spirit. Like I've been doing an online thrift store for a long time, and it's always brought me like great supplemental income. Today I actually found a pair of Yeezys, which I don't really care to wear myself, but you know, I bought them for $10. I'm gonna clean them up, and they're gonna sell for $200.
Hold on. How much you bought it for?
So,
for $10. You sure those are real Yeezys?
I don't really even care about Yeezys.
Oh, we're gonna get crazy. You want to hear a crazy story? Let me dive in. So look, this is how it is. This what we are is kind of like the Wikipedia of podcast because it's so easy for me to just click the link to something on Wikipedia, and I'll like look up I'll start off like looking at the elbow, and all of a sudden I'm looking at chocolate, you know, from New Guinea or something like that, you know, like some.
It's kind of like YouTube. It'll start throwing random suggestions at you as you go. You put a playlist of Frank Sinatra, end up with Tito Rojas. It's like,
bro, not even,
end up playing this.
You're still doing ballpark because that's music. I'll start watching Frank Sinatra and then I'll look up the Ming Dynasty. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that. But dude,
that's the ADD of the internet.
Yeah, there you go. The ADD of the internet. I like that.
ADD king right here. This is a story behind what I do. So I go to thrift stores. I've been doing this for about five or 4 years now. And I'll flip. And sometimes I'll find stuff that I can make a decent profit on. it's pretty cool. You know, I started like, you know, finding a niche, you know, whether it's old sports memorabilia, sneakers, obviously, and you know, J's and whatever's hot, you know, that has resale power. And I started finding out quickly that things aren't just donated exclusively, or that's not exactly how everything winds up at a thrift store. It's, you know, estates, you know, they give something away. Maybe, you know, I didn't know that, for example, at Goodwill, and this leads to the story I'm going to get into, they buy pallets at the airport, right, of lost luggage that went unclaimed for, you know, the statute of limitations runs out. So they just buy pallets, right? Or so I was told that. And so I had already had pretty good luck finding different things at the thrift store. You know, I was you know, and I would go to like Plato's Closet, that sort of deal. And I remember the first time that I was like, wow, there's an opportunity here for a big margin every single time. Was that I went to Plato's Closet and I bought a pair of little kids. They were like a size 7 kids or size 6. And I was about to leave them, and I was telling my boy about them on you know, on text, and then he's like, "No, get them," because remember, women also fit into child size shoes, and a lot of the times they don't make those colorways for women. They're like J's. So I was like, "Cool," I bought them, and I bought them for $30, and I flipped them that night. I sold them for $175. You know, so yeah, dude, very simple. And so I was like, okay, great. So I walk into Goodwill. This was like late 2017, August 2017. So it's been about 3 years. And not Yeezys, but Boosts, Ultra Boosts were really in. The Adidas with the really comfy, you know, like little peanut white thing.
Yeah.
Bro, awesome. Still today, one of my favorite shoes. And I remember seeing this. Oh, hang on. I actually have a replica. Give me 1 second.
Alfred, what would you say is, have you ever bought something out of a thrift store before, Alfred?
Hell yeah, when I was a kid.
When you were a kid?
Alfred was the one that taught me about that.
I was the originator. When I was a kid, my mom used to go to those thrift stores, but not the like neat, you know, organized. That's some nice ass shoes right there, boy.
So,
yeah, boy.
I'll let you finish, but basically this model, this is a UM model. This is the 3.0.
The UM model? What's up?
Yeah, so check.
They modeling on here, son.
That's the 3.0. The 1.0, I see and I'm like, bro, I've never seen that colorway. It was like UM colorways. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking great. Let me go check it out. And then I asked the lady that back in the day used to have the shoes behind the jewelry box, the ones that were like, you know, like in better condition or they thought might sell. So I asked the lady, can I see that right quick? And so she brings it. I look at the bottom of the shoe where they usually Sharpie the price on, and I'm like, $40 for a pair of fucking used shoes at the thrift store. They were used. They weren't beat, but they were used. And so the first thing I do, I Google the product code, and usually with Nike, Adidas, shoes like that, New Balance, whatever, if you Google the actual product code and the color code, it's going to show you that exact model. It'll give you links to like where to buy them. I don't see a link. I don't see Foot Locker. I don't see Foot Action. I don't see Champs. All I see are articles, and I see Hypebeast, and I see this and that. So I click on them, and I just see all of a sudden I go, the lady looks at me and goes, "Tu estás bien?" And I'm like, yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I'll buy them. I'll buy them. So I started seeing that these were never, prior to these, obviously, those were not released to the public. They were a player exclusive to the University of Miami when they switched from Nike to Adidas, right? And I saw like 3,000, right? I saw the number 3,000, and I'm like, there's no way that's what they're asking for. And you know, eventually that's what they were asking for. Like that's what they were kind of going for. And then I saw someone for 5 stacks, dead stock with the box, 5 stacks, and I'm like, let me get this, bro. So I get the shoes, I take them home, I clean them up a little bit. They were too small for me to wear, but even if they fit me like Cinderella slippers, I wasn't gonna keep these. They were used. I doctored them up, fixed them up, put them on eBay, and I listed them for $2,300. Somebody overnight or right before I go to sleep hits me up for $1,700, and I tell my girl, hey, look, this is the offer that just came in, and I'm like, I kind of want to push it. I'm not gonna tell the guy yes yet, and so I sleep on it. I wake up the next day and I say, offer, I'll take it. Bro, so I flipped a pair of $40 used Beat sneakers basically for $1,700.
Damn. The
Dog.
person buying the sneakers didn't know at the time that you bought them for $40, right? Or
Oh,
did they?
Well, no. Well, here's the thing.
Highly doubt that.
No. They may have had an idea because, I mean, at that time, my business was called Aid Thrift, and that's what on eBay, which is where I sold the shoes. That's what I was called. So, I mean, I'm sure he assumes that some of the things that I come by were coming from secondhand. I would always detail the status and condition of the shoe or whatever it is that I sell.
Would you say those shoes were the rarest gem that you found ever at a thrift store, or have you? What's like the craziest thing you guys ever found? Yeah,
I would say yeah. I mean, I've probably found some equally far-fetched things, but you know, I already knew that sneakers, you know, they're kind of like the modern day baseball card. You know, like they have a value, they can go up or down, but you know, this one had the right mix of hype, you know, exclusivity at the time, because you couldn't buy these. That's why these shoes were going so much, because there was already a big hype around.
It was tough to get them already outside of their main venue, which was direct players.
You just couldn't buy them, and that in and of itself goes to show you that, you know, supply and demand right there, bro. And also,
I think I've only visited a thrift store when I needed like a dress shirt. That's about it. I've never gone in there like with a specific plan to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and start looking for something that's rare that I don't think I'll ever find anywhere else. I don't think I've ever been to a thrift store like that.
I guarantee if we go, all three of us, we go to a thrift store early Saturday morning, we're gonna go in there with a mission and look for certain items, and then start Googling.
I'm gonna correct you right there. Saturday and Sunday, but especially Saturday, to me, overrated day. Now, I found these shoes on a Saturday, incidentally, but where I usually hit for average is Tuesday mornings, like around, say they open at 9, at 10 o'clock they start rolling out the new stuff. Around now is when I'll probably be hitting. I actually went today a bunch of places.
This man knows the schedule of when they're on the rack.
How many thrift stores have you hit up that you know exactly where the new product is going to come up?
Oh, brother. I mean, I could go on and on.
Oh, I think we lost him.
I think he lost his voice of how good those shoes were.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah. No, go ahead. Switch them up. So for me, I think when I was a kid, I remember getting a pair of pants. And when we were checking the pants, because usually when you go to pay, you check the pockets prior to getting to the register. Yeah. We're checking the pants up as we're getting to the register. My mom finds $300 in a pair of pants. At that thrift location is you pay by the pound. Meaning they throw all the clothes on top of a pile and they'll charge you for the pounds.
Yeah. Those are called the bins.
The bins. Those are violent as hell because when they open outside, no, I'm telling you what, they're pretty violent because when they open, you'll see all the low, the low income Hispanics and the Haitians there waiting outside.
Minorities.
Doors roll open. Everybody hauls ass. Everybody grabs a cart, and people just grab stacks.
Yeah, but here's the thing: the way that the issue. I'm not a bins guy because I don't want to stick my hand in there and get pricked by a hypodermic needle. I'm not trying to do that. Bro, because it's raw and uncut. It makes the clothes and the shoes that are already hanging on hangers and racks at a thrift store seem like fucking Saks Fifth Avenue when you are digging through what is equivalent of garbage.
Listen, I'll never forget. And I saw a pair of cool shoes of Barclays. And
what? That's awesome.
Yeah. And when I got them, I opened them and I'm looking at the shoes. There were pieces of dog poop inside the shoe. But I guess this person stepped on shit and they put the shoe on right after. And I'm like, but the shit was so old that it didn't even smell. So I look at it and I'm like,
it was dehydrated.
It was dehydrated. So I threw the shoes over the bin and they landed on top of more clothes. I turn around as I'm already walking down the aisle. The shoes weren't there. So somebody else took some shitty ass shoes.
Literally. Did you do that on purpose? Was there pun intended there?
No, it was just funny that that incident happened. I was like, está lleno de mierda, bro. Like, who the hell's gonna wear these shits full of shit?
These shoes are literally a piece of shit.
Hey, how do you feel like with the whole COVID-19 happening about shopping for clothes? You guys don't you guys don't care about that, or like you just go out?
It's different. Well, fortunately, the mask makes me feel slightly better about it, obviously, because everybody else is wearing it. When I buy something, for example, I'll let it quarantine itself in my car, like in the trunk. So, you know,
the heat kills everything.
Let the heat, and apparently, like the half-life of this, whatever the fuck.
He doesn't even spray it with anything. He just throws a full bottle in there and just closes. Like, go ahead, take care of each other.
No, it gets clean later, but at the end of the day, that's the best method. Initially, I was a little timid to go back because it's kind of gross, you know what I'm saying? But I figure that clothes has already been, let's say the person that donated it was sick.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's been like by the time they donate it to the time that it's on the rack,
you pick it up. Yeah.
It's been long enough. But it's more so protecting myself while I'm in there. I'm usually very quick. I've gotten to the point where I don't do it like the way that I used to do it when I first started, which I was just kind of perusing the aisles. Bro, literally, I have like a like my arm mechanic knows how to shuffle through the racks so fucking efficiently.
If somebody's walking down the hall or down one of the aisles and Jay sees them, he goes from half speed to full speed before they even get 20 feet from him. They're coming, hurry.
Bro, here's the thing. It seems hyper like focused and maybe a little overzealous, but I don't do this now because I can't. But like when I'm a pretty laid back guy, but when you know, in sports or even in this, I get a little bit like competitive because bro, if I see a kid that looks like a hype beast or like another thrifter reseller, bro, I will go in there and I will make it a purpose to go through those aisles so fast. And then if I find something worthy of flexing, I'll make sure that I'll like walk around them and be like,
That's right. Yeah.
Bro, I remember I walked into that Goodwill. I go to a couple different ones. I walk into a Goodwill and I see this guy in line about to pay for a pair of really nice condition Concord 11s. Are you familiar with Jay's?
Yes.
Bro, Concord 11s look good. They didn't have the booty crack like the fake ones do. It was they look great, bro. And that's one of those cases where I would have just purchased it for the closet myself, bro. And
safe to say that the 11s are your favorite Jordans?
No, not at all. My favorite Jordans are the ones. Would probably have to be my top favorite, and then the threes. They're like 1A, 1B. I like the threes.
Oh, you're like literally like the beginning of Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah, I also don't even hate the way the twos look, but the thing is that I have very big muscular legs, and I'm not that tall. No. They don't look good. They look like I'm wearing my dad's shoes and I'm like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? They fit weird. So.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So those are
the 13s for me. They gotta be the ones. For me, you said the Jordan 13s. I've always been my favorite.
13?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the little holographic, little circular.
Well, you know why it's like that, right? So the little holographic Jordan or the 23, and then the bottom of the shoe is supposed to look like a panther because they call Jordan the Black Cat, among a bunch of other nicknames. So it was modeled after a panther's eye, being the holographic feature, and then the bottom was a paw. It kind of looks like a paw. If you notice, it's divided.
Oh,
you see, that was a test. That was me testing Jay if he really knew about his Jordan.
Sure.
God damn, to the T. This brother brought out the whole encyclopedia.
The whole layout. He got the
try it, dog. I'll flip it on you, kid.
90.
I'll flip it right on your head, dog.
Yeah.
But dude, I have found them all, dude. I found a pair of not the
like Pokemon.
The laser ones. At Plato's Closet for $25.
Damn.
I sold them for a steal. I sold them for like $130. I needed the cash.
What do you call it? Yeah, dude. What about you, Freddie? I know you're not big into that because whenever I see Alfred playing basketball, Alfred is wearing some shit that you can find on sale at JCPenney, bro. It'll be that Nike without the air. It'll be some fucking
shoes like a bunch of Zoom airbags already popped and shit. Like
bro, not even those shits don't even have air. It's just pure brick foam. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, yo, but they're Nikes. But they're Nikes.
Not, yeah, the Nikes, though.
Well, are they really? Are they really?
Are they really? Oh, for me,
what's the nicest pair of sneakers you've ever owned? Tell me right now.
Man, he gotta go back and think about that one.
And no, he's not thinking. He's not thinking.
I had some baby blue.
He just has to go back in the memory and be like, "Fuck."
No, I had some Tar Heel. I forget the model. My favorite model is always gonna be the 6. The 6 is to be beautiful. That red boy.
Yeah, true. That infrared
is nice. But
I found recently. I found at the beginning of the year. I found a pair of white infrareds in decent shape. My size. I was gonna keep them, but in March I had a big right the week before pandemic shut down. My girl had put me on to this traveling thrifting conference, basically. Bro, amazing. So I bought a spot for $200. It was a 10 by 10. Some people bought bigger spots. There were some elaborate setups. I got a pretty elaborate setup myself. I ended up investing in 2 gigantic, like 10-foot racks, so I can put double layers. Whole lot. Yeah, dude, I went in.
You collect sneakers like that, like that's legit.
No, but it wasn't just sneakers. Like I'll buy like old, old T-shirts are obviously, really big, especially if they're legitimately, old of the time.
To jump in, I know that you had a jacket. I think it was, I'm not sure if it was a UM jacket that you had or a Dolphins jacket.
I've had both, dude. I've come across.
I think it was a UM jacket. It's an old model, but it was fucking.
Dude, I love finding the old starters that have like a giant pendant that says starter on it, and I've had a Dolphins one, I've had a UM one, but yeah, I sold those infrareds over there, and I think I bought them for $10 at the thrift. I flipped them for nothing crazy, like I think I flipped them for like $60. But usually when I sell online, I try to get a premium for anything. When I sell like in person, bro, I you might as well. I look like an old school, like what do you call it, a stock trader, where I'm like, bro, just like looking at people, I'm pointing, and I tried a new thing. So I didn't tag anything, I didn't price anything. I just knew more or less what I was gonna ask for different things, right? And so people would just come up to me like, how much? Because everybody had a tag at the thrift con, which was a bunch of fun. I made a lot of money, bro. I made the buy-in was $200. This was mostly inventory that I already had. I bought a little bit more, so maybe I fully invested like $400 into the whole event. I made that day $1,800 in revenue, and so I profited what was it, $1,400. One day's work. Now it was a lot of work, but it was also a lot of fun. I was in my element. I was just having a fucking a ball, dude. And it's cool, bro. It's cool. Last thing about it, real quick though, the bins. I've always kind of had in the back of my mind to sort of get into it. Why? Because by the time now you can find a couple things that slip through the cracks, but when you want to find, which is like grail type stuff, which are like old band T-shirts, and I'm not talking about reprints. I'm talking about like stuff from the actual time and other T-shirts. That's where you find them. I know a lot of dudes that do this hardcore, and what they do is they buy pallets, like bushels of T-shirts, right? And they don't know what they're gonna find. They just basically, it's like buying, going to an auction. When they auction out storage spaces, you don't really know what you're gonna find in there. You just buy for the potential.
Or like when you go to a comic book store and you buy some Pokemon cards, you don't know what you're gonna get in there. You just go ahead and you purchase the pack, and that's it. Like,
basically. But this is probably all the more random because the origins of all these things are crazy. So I've never really found a T-shirt Bro, I remember that at that same thrift con, somebody said that they were selling a 93, like early 90s Wu-Tang t-shirt for $700.
Damn.
That's crazy.
That is. I would even consider a 93 Wu-Tang.
That's cotton, dog. That's cotton.
That's pure cotton.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude. In fact, that I've gotten so snobby. So now, like back in the day, before I knew any of this stuff, and it's just basically, you know, it's the knowledge that you have that dictates what you do with it. But back in the day, like, you know, I saw a Biggie Small shirt or a Wu-Tang shirt, I'd buy it, no problem. I bought it at fucking Urban Outfitters. Now I'm like, don't come at me with that sacrilege over here with that Forever 21 Tupac shirt. What the fuck is that? What kind of appropriation of my fucking, you know, my musical tastes is this? It's got to be from the fucking year.
I almost put on that Biggie Small shirt today, which is funny because I was like, as soon as you said it, I was like,
damn, I got one. Oh, shit.
I was like, shit.
Damn.
I said you just wore a shirt that represents who you are inside, sweetie. You queen.
Yes, queen.
Yes, queen.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yo.
so yeah, man. Bring it up. What's up, Eddie?
So, going back to you were saying about with your basketball shoes being from Miami, seeing how the Heat are playing. What do you guys think about that?
Hey, this guy. Hey, time out. Before we get into it, I just want to, because Eddie mentioned this before we got on the call, but I want to let you know that Eddie is driving the ship right now.
I'm feeling.
Don't even put that on me, man.
I'm just a little shy.
Look, I don't even know what the hell to say right now. I'm just trying to like keep the conversation.
It's like the person that goes up to the microphone and sing in front of the audience, and they're like. And then they open up their mouth and they're like this opera singer. I'm like, bro, you're blowing everybody away, bro. Like, what?
Listen, I'm not a good compliment taker.
Celine Dion over here.
That shit puts me in an awkward place when I receive compliments. So the more compliments you give me, the more I'm gonna shut down. So you got to be like,
yeah,
hey,
you know what? You're not
Get
alone.
out of here,
bro. My girl's always like, yo, dog, take a compliment. She'll be like, yo, hey, you know, like you look great today. I'm like.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know.
I'll change right now. Like,
mean I'm looking.
Oh, you smell good,
well,
bro. Hey, I will roll in a pile of that dog shit that offered $500 a pair of shoes one time.
Thanks.
Yeah, man.
Thanks. But yeah, on the Heat term.
So let's talk about basketball. But before we talk about the Heat offer, talk about how you like to call foul on everything when you play basketball.
Listen.
Damn.
Hold on, you know what? I think everything. I be getting whacked because people can't stop me from getting to the basket. So people resort to the last thing, which is punching, kicking, freaking biting me and holding me. And I don't like this shit, so I have to take off my shirt. I'm like, you ain't gonna hold me now.
Bro, Alfred tears a ligament tying his shoes every morning or some shit like that. He's like, nah, yo, I got a flipped upside down kneecap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna play some pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm about to
remember.
I'm about to send my kneecap to go live with auntie and uncle in LA.
We're gonna go ahead and post a video of us balling up, and then we're gonna see. All right. And then
you're gonna see me winning. That's what you're gonna see.
Look how quick they get defensive.
Alfred can wet it. No lie. Alfred can wet it. But when it comes down to dribbling that ball, Alfred just two things. Alfred will get injured, and Alfred will not pass it regardless. I've
gotten better.
Hey, he's gotten better, but you know what? This is how it is for me when I play with Alfred. I think the last time I saw you two and us three were together was at actually playing basketball.
Yeah.
But playing with Alfred, when he gets tired and he stops passing the ball, that's when I know it's time for me to stop running and cutting. Because he will not dish the dime at all. He will not pass the ball. He has me running around. I'm like, yo, I'm cutting. Pass me the ball. Hold on to it.
Eddie's
looking like a marathon
runner. running through screens. Meanwhile,
keep going in circles, damn it.
Alfred's taking a heavily contested corner three fadeaway with four people on him. You know what I'm saying? Getting hacked in the head. And you know what? He will make them.
I will fucking make it. I don't care.
No, hey, you know what? there's one day I wasn't really on my game at all. Yo, Alfred just went off from the 3-point line, and I could not get him to miss. That was embarrassing, actually. I actually wanted to. That's actually the last time me and him played basketball together.
Yeah.
It's still.
It got to a point that I was just chucking it up from 3, like exactly like this, and I was making it, and I was telling him I'm making it. I'm like, look, watch this.
And that's because you caught Alfred at a more advanced, ripe age. Because Alfred, bro, let me tell you, Alfred had hops. Alfred, bro, you're about like what 5'7", about especially like
that's a little generous, I think.
Damn.
I'm just
kidding. Better cover up whatever wound you got exposed.
We're the same height, bro.
Come with that salt. We're about to sprinkle salt on you and marinate.
Me and Eddie are the same height, so I don't understand how this is going. Yeah, nah, come on, Eddie.
It's okay. Hey, listen, it'll be one of our turns.
I'm only like an inch taller, baby.
No, sin los tacones, without the high heels, dog.
But here's the thing: the short stature or the shorter stature is only to compliment you more. Alfred will get up there.
To this day,
he get up there, and the higher he went, the louder the scream of foul used to be.
How about them old
I don't know. Freddie, what was your take on the game yesterday, bro? What was your take? What was your take on the first 2 games?
Man, for me, first game.
You guys haven't talked about the Heat yet at all?
We're getting there now.
We talked about the Heat, but it was before the start of the actual playoffs.
Nice.
We're not even going to address Indiana right now. We don't even got to address Indiana. Let's
That's
talk about
news.
Milwaukee, game 1. We came out there, guns a-blazing. Them boys didn't know how to handle it. No matter whatever game plan they had to stop us, went out the window. Now, game 2. If it wasn't for the refs keeping them in that game, the majority of the game, calling these tic-tac fouls for everything, and I'm like, bro.
Yeah, 100.
And we still had a lead that we kept between 3 to 6 to 7 points on a consistent basis. They couldn't get – they only had the lead for less than, I think, 2 minutes in total. We're leading the
less
game
than 3 minutes, I
believe. Yeah, no, I mean, the Heat haven't trailed much at all in the playoffs. They actually they trailed a little bit for a couple of minutes in the first game, and then they maybe about the first half, but every time Milwaukee was trying to make a run, they would just stop it, and then the second half they went ahead and they really didn't look back too much. But I mean, it's not cocky Heat fan here at all. It's just saying, like, and maybe the matchup is different when it's them against the Celtics or them against even the Raptors, although I think the Celtics are going to come out of that series.
And not only that, but I think, honestly, to put a point there, I'm more scared and more worried about playing the Celtics than I am the Raptors.
Well, the thing is that the Raptors are going to
right defensive stoppers
rebound the Heat big time.
Boston matches well with the Heat because they're both young teams. But what I think
they're young teams, but they have a lot more.
Where Miami has the edge is definitely where Butler and Dragic leadership come in. That's gonna be interesting.
Bro. He's on fire. That
Super
boy has
underrated.
scored for
We're not
6
talking about it
straight
enough.
games, 20 points minimum on the 6 games, 20 points minimum.
Bro, he didn't score more than 20 points twice in the regular season, if I read that stat right. Yeah. And he's had so many consecutive games. Here's the thing. It comes down to, I'm going to make a bold statement. Obviously, it's been a very herky-jerky year, so, it hasn't been like, a fluid season.
Go ahead, spit the high five, boy.
And let me tell you, there was nothing there. Like, so I'm not even going to compare it to the big 3 years. There was a different viewing experience. You were expecting not just to win, but how are you going to win? How are you going to dominate? And there have been other teams where I've enjoyed. I love the 2006 team because it was a weird hodgepodge. Dwayne Wade was coming into his own. There was a bunch of other teams. I loved the 03 team. And obviously, I was a kid, but I grew up on Knicks, Heat, that type of stuff. Tough Alonzo Mournings, Tim Hardaway. Yeah, bro. But here's the thing. This team, to me, is almost as enjoyable to watch play as any other team, because I think this is Eric Spoelstra's like thus far masterpiece, because he's done a lot with a little before. But dude, this guy's having these guys pass the ball, make good plays. Bro, like yesterday, Jimmy Butler was the opposite of what he was in the first game.
Yeah,
but
hell yeah.
You had so many other guys in double figures.
I believe it was 7 for a franchise record. They had 7 guys in double figures.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And that's something that other teams don't have. I think what other teams have, like for example, in Boston, you got a couple of you got several offensive weapons. You got Marcus Smart with a tenacious perimeter defense. You got what do you have in Toronto? You have the height of Siakam and the defensive prowess, because you have him. Serge Ibaka is Gasol playing well? I haven't even really
Gasol's playing. Yeah.
So they got that and then you got the leadership and still skill of Kyle Lowry. Nothing like they were last year, because they had what was the best player last year in the world.
Kawhi.
And Kawhi. I honestly wanted to see a tiebreaker finals between Dallas and Miami, but we didn't get to see that because obviously Dallas got eliminated.
That would have been pretty good.
That would have been awesome. Watching Luka Doncic play.
Yeah, but do you think? But here's the thing. I was encouraged, and I think that they're going to be a force to be reckoned with for many years to come.
Yeah.
But I definitely just didn't think this was going to be their year to even reach the finals. I mean, at all.
Yeah.
At all. Because you have, the Lakers right now, they're actually playing really good. Especially, the tandem of LeBron and AD, and even when they're not playing well, LeBron's always going to play really smart. LeBron's always going to, will a team to he's been there, and even when he wasn't so experienced, the guy's just too dominant, and he still is. I think, and it's not Homer guy here, I think that he'd have a chance to at least make it to the finals, because
I see it.
They're so evenly spread, and there really isn't a complete standout team besides the one that they're playing. They're playing the first seed. They're playing the number 1 seed over here. They're not
we have plenty of defensive wings, which nowadays you need people to switch, which we have Crowder, which is fucking amazing. I'm surprised how good Crowder has been. We got.
I hope Iguodala.
Like you said, I hope Iguodala sprain ankle gets back quickly and with speedy recovery. And we got Derrick Jones Jr. You got 4 that I named right there that are that are versatile wings that can switch.
Don't forget the one who can cover from the 1 to the 5 in Bam Adebayo.
Come on, that's the Bam God right there.
The Bam.
That's the Bam.
Well,
that's
hey, let
my
me tell
God.
He's played very well these first 2 games, bro. Do not shortchange. Right before he fouled out yesterday, that was a big shot he hit. He hit a free throw line. Yes, he hit a huge shot over Brook Lopez yesterday.
Hell yeah,
free throw line from the elbow.
Who had already played really, really well, by the way, because Brook has been playing pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a couple key. Like, he actually had a very small amount of rebounds the first game, but he got a few more. But he got very timely rebounds yesterday. He's actually played really well. And so Bam hit it, bro. I think that, bro. I mean, how old is Bam? What, like 20, 23, 24?
23, I think 23.
23.
You know,
that is 23. Robinson is 20, I think 24.
I think
24.
Yeah, 24 or 25. But the one who is
25 is Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn, I feel bad because I'm like, you know what? He has so much potential. He does so much good stuff to show as a rookie, undrafted rookie. But
I think he hit a wall.
He hit a wall. And it was at the worst time he could have hit that wall.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, but remember this. Well, first of all, let's put respect on that guy's name because he actually today came in second.
Oh yeah.
Rookie of the year.
He came in second to Ja in Rookie of the Year. But
pertaining just to the playoff to the 2 playoff games, just those 2 games. That's all. That's the ones I was talking about. Like,
oh, for sure. But remember this. This is basically his 2nd or 3rd game back because he was out because he was sick, and then it was a little herky jerky for him to get back. And that's why, obviously, Dragic had been, starting.
Yeah.
And but this guy, he I think he's gonna be more of a factor than we're thinking in the next coming games. To be honest with you, because
if the Heat win the finals, how would you guys feel about signing Giannis after this team? If this team,
I believe that's how I was gonna go. That's the next point that I was gonna go before. I believe that Giannis still has a higher ceiling. That he's not gonna be able to open that portion of his game up in Milwaukee. And I feel bad because Budenholzer, he's a good coach and all, but it's only because he has. I'm telling you right now, it's only because he has Giannis. You take Giannis off that team.
That's a good point.
He's a decent coach.
Yeah,
I feel like the Heat have better players. Milwaukee just has the best player in this series. That's how I feel about that.
Yes.
I really didn't know how good Chris Middleton was. He's really good. Like, especially seeing yesterday, he started hitting some shots. When he got that foul call and he walked up and made those three foul shots like nothing.
Quick as hell.
Like, pretty much. No fucks given.
But I agree. Like right now, the Heat, in my opinion, are, and it's really not a whole lot of coincidence. Really, it's just that there's empirical evidence here, and starting off with the longevity of the coach. A good coach, what goes to show you when you stick with a coach even through tough times, what can happen, because every other NBA team besides the Spurs, when you have a coach that's going through a couple bad seasons, you're out. Like, look, let me tell you, Nate McMillan, I feel bad for that guy. That guy's been hired and fired so many times from teams.
Yeah,
and we got him fired.
Yeah, let me tell you, he got swept, and that might happen. But here's the thing: he was playing without his best player. Sabonis is his best player.
That boy's a beast.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so and I think they were missing somebody else of importance, and so it's like you got to consider that, and you have to also consider the importance of what consistency is from a coaching standpoint. But dude, the Heat are by far the best from basketball wise. They play a great system. They play a system that like defensively and offensively.
A proven system.
And the last thing I'll add, bro, let me tell you, Duncan hasn't really gotten going, bro. He hasn't hit very many shots in this season.
He'll get it going. He's gonna be.
He's gonna
have five or six threes. And
when it comes to guys like that, I believe in the law of averages. That's why, like, if he's on a tear, well, he's peaking on a tear. But right now, he hasn't been hitting shit. They've done a good job because they've actually taken away a lot of the threes, but.
Yeah,
they're guarding him. They're getting into his body. They're not. They're fighting over the screens. They're not giving him anything, which is great. If they're sticking with Robinson as he's running around these screens, that means the lane is going to be open. That help defender on the switch is not going to be there.
It's a very well staffed team, bro. Like even the guy that was overlooked in the midseason trade in the Iguodala trade, bro. Jay Crowder, bro. What a fit for the Heat, bro.
I know. I say it every day. That Marquette boys are just tearing it up.
We got to think for the Marquette boys. Let me tell you, he plays tough defense. He said it even as soon as he got to the team. Buying into Spoelstra's, like, he was already saying, like, yo, I want to stay here. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy is, like, but as Heat fans, they're not really showing us anything that we didn't already know. Like, we know that this team can flat out play like this. We've been seeing them play like this all year. Only playoff is it becomes a little bit more intense because, you know, the game slows down and look at what they're doing to Milwaukee.
We're set for that kind of game. And not only that,
so why is it that people who are not Heat fans are obviously, or they're seeing it, you know, from a solely objective perspective, why is it that they don't really talk about the Heat during the regular season? And then once the Heat shows up and has been showing us this pretty much how they play all year round.
Jay Williams and everybody has been talking about it today. I was listening to it. I'm like, they're praising the Heat. Look at Barkley.
No, but I will say this.
Praising Miami. I'm like, don't come onto the bandwagon, bro.
Fred, no, I will say
that we weren't even going to make the playoffs.
Now a lot of people pick the Heat in this series. So it's like, yes, underdog from the standpoint that they're the lower seed, but most people, if you notice, the people that pick pre the beginning of, before the game
Perkins. Kendrick fucking Perkins.
I saw that video today.
I didn't like him before when he was in the Celtics because I feel like nobody
liked him. Nobody liked that guy.
Nobody.
But I gotta give him
Not even his mama,
They're
bro.
repping hard, them Heat boys. Them boys from Dade County, them goons.
They counted, boys. Them goons.
Them goons down there, they don't want to see them. They got their number. I'm like, keep saying it. Keep pushing it, bro.
But no, hey, look, a guy that was always salty as hell because he's a big Spurs fan. Even Skip, I was watching Skip.
Skip Bayless. I was surprised. I was like,
bro, Skip likes the team. Stephen A. picked the Heat, and all these people could be wrong. You never know. Giannis might, but
I don't like when Stephen A. picks us.
But here's the thing, bro. Let me tell you, it's true. I heard this on the Dan Le Batard show after Game 1, but the same thing happened in Game 2. Giannis got good games from Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez.
Yep.
And he got a decent game, not a great game. He got a decent game from Eric Bledsoe yesterday. Eric Bledsoe made some plays yesterday that were really good. You know what I'm saying? He made but it's like the Heat have been, you can tell how prepared they are. You know what I'm saying? They have the staff to take care of that. Dude, I mean, I don't really know. You guys have to tell me because I don't really know so much about like even the regular season in detail. But I know that Miles Leonard, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he hasn't played at all.
He hasn't played at all in the
He played,
but he's not really injured, is he?
The last game of the season against Indiana, which was on a Friday. He played that game with UD. After that,
think about it. So you got Miles Leonard, and even look, Derek Jones Jr. wasn't playing all that much. And bro,
he was a little injured.
He was a little injured. He also had the COVID too, but it was also like it's like it goes to show you how much these guys. It's crazy how much they're buying in because what Spoelstra's doing and the coaching staff is doing is just they're playing a very system-heavy, matchup-heavy thing. You know, it's beautiful to watch, bro. I love watching that kind of beautiful basketball.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, definitely.
Anyway,
we sound like a bunch of fangirls right now over the Heat.
Ooh, Queen, yeah.
It feels good when we do good, bro. It feels good.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, listen, let's keep it rolling. And I believe that tomorrow's game, if we win and when we win, it's a wrap for Milwaukee.
Okay, it's gonna be hard going down. You got to rattle off 4. You got to rattle off 4. I mean, and you got a bad game from Jimmy Butler yesterday, like offensively. He made some plays.
Robinson didn't make – I think he made 1 3-pointer or probably 2. But he didn't have a good game. Jimmy didn't focus on scoring. He only took, like, I think, 8 field goals that he made. That's what I'm saying. Like, if this team starts playing how we regularly play –
Hey, isn't Jimmy reminding you guys of the greatest basketball player in the world, whoever did it? His attitude.
Fucking yes.
Well, no, I don't really know where you're going with that. What are you saying, Eddie?
That hunger of winning and that competitiveness that Jimmy, I've never seen that. Like, it just turned on as soon as the playoffs started. It turned on, and I'm like, Jimmy's like grit and grind that he's putting out there, that performance that he's putting. He doesn't have to score. He doesn't have to give assists, rebounds. It's just like he's locked in, and he's bringing all the players with him. Everybody's buying into this.
Well, I appreciate the analogy, but
you already know where I'm going. And
look, he's no Jordan, but at the same time, I feel like his attitude, like even after the games when they ask him, "Oh, what did you think about this person said this?" and he's like, "I don't care what anybody thinks. I just want to win."
That Mamba mentality, boy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm enjoying it, dude. All the way down to the aesthetic. Right now, he's growing out the hair. He's got the mustache going crazy.
Yeah.
And the guy's just like, yo, right now I'm riding with these guys that are buying into the same thing. We're playing ball. They got no distractions. Bro, I kind of like it. I mean, I like the atmosphere of a basketball game where you can see when you go into the, to the opposing arena. And you shut the crowd up, and when you're riding the highs of your own crowd, but I like the product that I kind of am low key digging the bubble because it's just pure basketball being played.
Yes. There's nothing else from the outside affecting or impacting any of these games. It's not feeding no energy. It's just like you got to bring it yourself.
Like for them, it must feel like what it feels like when they're practicing, and then like they're really getting at each other, like stuff that we don't see, like stuff because that's how they must feel. Like there's no crowd there to see what they're actually doing. Like like that is bringing up the most intensity as ever
go
before.
back to something, a question that you asked about Giannis, though, if that he should, try to get him. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Because I love this team and I love the idea of chemistry. But superstars always end up prevailing, right? Somehow, some way. Obviously, he's having a tough time right now. But it's the same way that I saw, like, LeBron was a phenomenal all-world, all-time talent in the first stint in Cleveland. When he came down to Miami, it's not just because of culture. You can chalk it up to a little bit of that. But it was mostly because he got insight here on how to play the game differently. Like, they were playing him, the small ball was not a thing until they started doing it with the Heat. They just used him. They opened up his basketball mind, which is already broad. I think they can do that with a Giannis. Why? Because they kind of did that in a very, very different scale with all these guys, bro. They do it with Whiteside. They did it, and this guy has an infinitely better attitude. He's committed to winning. He doesn't have you can see him. He still has that dog. What it is that he's a freak, obviously, athletically, and he's got so much skill, but he's still raw. When you watch him play, he's still a little raw.
I was gonna say the same thing.
He doesn't have a jump shot, so why would they respect? He's better and more freakishly athletic Ben Simmons. If he gets that inside going to the basket, I saw that a couple times yesterday. The guy can dunk without barely even leaving his feet. And dude, he was like letting these freakish shots go like underneath the basket, like completely off balance, and it's a thing of beauty.
Yeah,
I think that the Heat would absolutely mold him into something that you've never seen. Because I love LeBron. I think LeBron is
that's exactly what I'm
body
saying.
type. Yeah.
Okay, but who would you guys be willing to give up for Giannis?
The one person I'm not giving
But it's
up
not a trade. You got to sign that. You don't trade for him. You sign that.
Oh no, but if they need to make cap space or something.
Yeah, because the thing about it
right
is
now they have it. But but right now they have it. Right now
we have the cap space next year because we have Derek Jones who's coming off the books, Kelly Olynyk.
The only people they're gonna have on the books when 2021 comes
is Butler, right?
Is Butler and KZ Okpala.
Damn. Okay. All right.
That's it.
I honestly
I love Tyler, and I love Tyler. What I give up, I really like Tyler. I wouldn't want to give him up, and I wouldn't want to give up Bam. And obviously Jimmy Butler,
I wouldn't give up.
Mainstay. But dude, I think that we got fucked with how LeBron left us. He left us high and dry on the outer, bro. Like they were still holding out hopes he was gonna get. So then you got to sign McRoberts, and you got to sign, and obviously it's not their fault that McBob, bro, and it's not their fault that Chris Bosh went out with blood clots, and a lot of crazy shit happened. The reason we ended up getting Dragic was because we thought we were gonna make a run, and then as soon as they get Dragic, Bosh goes out with the blood clots.
Same day, I think.
So dude, I think that they're poised. They're really poised to just create a monster squad, dude.
Shit, they're kind of creating it right now.
Ooh. There was a report today. I think Yahoo Sports, I think it was that announced it, that there's an open secret basically that the two top front runners to get Giannis is Miami and Toronto.
And I thought it was Golden State.
Check it out. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet it to you guys so you guys can see the report. The reason why Toronto's in there because Masai Ujiri, the GM, basically helped Giannis's family migrate to the United States and everything. So they got a little backstory. But Miami, bro, I'm telling you, he comes to Miami, it's a wrap. You're gonna have defensively, Bam, Giannis, Butler.
Derek Jones Jr., Jay Crowder.
You got so many defensive players. How you gonna score on us, bro?
Yeah, no. It's
Curry with them kitchens and shoot from half court. You ain't
bro. You got two, effectively starters that were undrafted. You have Duncan Robinson, undrafted. You had Kendrick Nunn, undrafted. I remember saying, "Who the fuck is Tyler Hero?" When they drafted him.
No, when I was like, and then I saw that his shot and his gameplay, I was like, it could work.
No.
I saw the preseason.
Yeah.
I was like,
no. And bro, and he's another one. Like, I mean, I don't know what his ceiling is, but the kid, you can see, plays so calm, and he takes those shots and they go in. That's the
that
thing.
boy got cojones, bro.
It's not like, like a guy like Dion Waiters. Dion Waiters just has absolute delusional confidence, but this kid is just like, well, he gets in there. He gets in there, bro. He'll mix it up. He'll hit you with the floater. He'll hit you with the mid range.
I like his IQ, man. He makes really smart plays. He knows when to shoot. He knows when to step back. He knows when to put the ball on the floor.
Excellent passing. Bam is also a great passing big.
Hell yeah!
Like, I love seeing
Jokic.
the ball moves
He's
around
a second
like that.
compared to Jokic.
Hey,
as a passing big.
Did you guys see that series between Utah and Denver? Yo, Jamal Murray, son.
That kid is no joke.
Is a beast.
Yeah. It's that one actually opened my eyes to him, because I heard about him. I'd obviously seen some highlights, but him, that guy that I always forget their best player. What's his name? The European guy.
Jokic.
Jokic.
Bro, he's fucking good, bro. That guy,
he's good.
Oh yeah.
You could tell he's just so good in the mind, and he's so skilled and so like the finesse that he has, and he's a strong guy too. It's old school. It's old school to watch, and he can hit that J from all the way out there. He's a cool guy to watch. Really cool guy to watch. Yeah. Bro, let me tell you, these Lithuanians and Slovenians and all these dudes, bro, they can ball, dude.
Yeah.
I think Goran Dragic sent a video or a picture. He called it the Baltic Boys, because all the Baltic
I saw that. Yeah.
We're all eating dinner today. I was like, Boban, my boy Boban, shit.
Yeah.
7'3", looking like 8'9".
Got murked by John Wick.
Well, I was just gonna say that.
It happens, bro. It happens.
It happens.
All right, so we're about
John Wick will do that to you, you know.
Yeah, hey, listen. You fuck with his dog, you're as good as gone.
Yo, are they really gonna make the Matrix 4 with Neo, with him?
Yeah, they got the Matrix 4. It's called
I think it's
lower back therapy.
Lumbar support.
Yeah, lumbar.
Arthritic wrists.
The child's pose. There you go.
Yeah, bro. Hey, so it's been a jam. It's been fun. I like having Eddie's presence here.
Hey, bro. Yeah, that was dope, man. I ain't gonna lie, that was went better than I expected, for real. Honestly, if I'm being honest.
Bro, are you kidding, bro? You were basically the de facto host here for a second.
He was hosting. He was narrating. He was breaking it down. He was what's it called? The debate.
Here we go. I hope you guys follow this up with some
debate.
insult, so I don't feel weird afterwards.
No, we're gonna leave you with hugs and kisses, and that's all you're gonna get from us today.
I call you the queen now.
Looking like a coconut without you, looking like a pineapple, bitch ass. Not playing. Nah.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Look at it. He's in his element now. He's
getting hyped now.
Masoquista, look at
prefer the banter over the sweet comments.
Yeah.
But you know what, bro? You know what? At the end of the day, and I know that banter is a love language between dudes and friends. But at the end of the day, I'm into giving legit, props. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate that. I hope that this becomes a regular thing. I hope that soon the quality, and Alfred can attest to this, is going to get so much better when we are able to have the chemistry that happens in a real room. You know what I mean?
For sure. Hey, man, you know what? I really tip my hat to you guys, bro. This takes, for me at least, speaking for just me, I don't know about for you guys, but for me, like, putting yourself out there like that and, sharing your opinions and your ideas and your thoughts, that to me, it takes courage. It takes, like, I'm a person that I like to keep to myself. It's like, this could be a little weird at first, but nah, man, knowing you guys for such a long time and all that, like, I went better than I expected, for sure.
brother. Even if whether you're introverted, extroverted, we all have something to say, and if you can have a conversation about it, why not? The only difference is that instead of it being between friends and within four walls or nobody's watching, we get to share it. You know what I'm saying? Alfred has that his energy and his sense of humor. And I don't know what the fuck I bring to the table, and then all of a sudden now we can rely on you to carry the load sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But the fact is that it's the more we do it, it becomes less me thinking. I think the same thing goes for Alfred, and it just becomes we're just chatting, bro. And I think that the more you do it, the better the product will be.
Did we just become a tripod? Is that what I'm?
I was already a tripod by myself, baby boy. No. I don't need anybody to be a tripod. I got me.
We drink my Coke, damn it.
Hey, Alfred's the only guy that routinely drinks Coke out of a mug.
What?
Alfred has
no free advertising.
No free advertising. Serveware. I remember, bro. He'll serve you. He'll be like, hey, like somebody will be like, would you like something to drink? Alfred will be like, hey, you want a cup of soda? I'm like, okay. Alfred will be like, hey, you want some thick ass yogurt? And he's very hospitable, but it's always with the weirdest things. Hey, you want a yo plate? You want a Dannon? Let me get you a Dannon, dog. I know you want a Dannon. I got the ones with the fruit chunks.
With the fruit in the bottom.
Well, the other day it was actually great. Real quick, I know we've been trying to hang up for a while, and I want to go to sleep because I got to be up early. But I had the Pepsi challenge, but instead of the Pepsi challenge, I had the Mata challenge at Alfred's house.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And you know who was the winner? You know who was the winner? What was the? It was what kind of Matas were they?
It was Atue and Goya.
Atue and Goya.
Y'all didn't have Harvey, or what's the other one called?
I don't know who the winner was, but the loser was me because Mata's disgusting, and I had to drink both of those shits.
You out here dying and shit, man.
Bro, I'm here like,
Fucking Alfred, dude.
This has got a little. It's fizzy.
This man has to.
It's like cold diarrhea, I'm sorry, Alfred.
That's fine.
That picture far too much.
What it is. I ain't offering you shit when you come to the house no more.
Bro, hey, you surprisingly
you don't drink fucking sand.
Smell like diarrhea the few times I've been
Bro,
there.
you're getting a basic ass water bottle the next time you go to Alfred.
No, he ain't getting no water bottle. He getting water from the toilet.
Alfred's got that canal back there that I'm pretty sure I saw a fucking body floating face down.
Water.
Oh shit.
Anyway, hey,
it's been fun,
I'll see you guys. I'm out
soon.
It's been a pleasure. Alfred, Miramar, stand up. Hialeah Hospital, stand up, Eddie.
Word.
I'll catch you guys later.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for being with us.
Bro. For sure.